For me, community is really all about those individuals who decide to wrap their arms around those who need us. And as it relates to the Boys and Girls Club, we have these 15,000 kids that come to our clubs every year. And how are they going to be able to thrive, not just survive in our community, unless we have caring adults and businesses and stakeholders who really understand that it's about more than just them.
Community means bringing people together. And that's how we get things done in Hawaii. Everybody comes together, builds partnerships, builds trust, and builds aloha. And that's something that through our partnership with Ward Village, we've been able to do. We've worked with them to make sure that local residents have the opportunity to work on these projects, in particular the workforce housing project behind us, Kekilohana. And many of our members are working on this site. It's a great example of people coming together and building community, partnership, and trust.
For me, community means our collective whole coming together to help support one another, especially here at Make-A-Wish. It's really about reminding our families who are going through a really difficult journey that they're not alone, and that there is community, there's ohana, there are so many caring members of our islands that are collectively wanting to make sure that these families are lifted up and reminded that there's a whole people behind them, ensuring that they're not alone.
When you talk about community in the Boys and Girls Club, what we know is that the kids are the ones we see every day, but for them not to have an ohana around them that supports them in their efforts, we know they can't be successful. And so when we look at that village that we always talk about, it is the parents who maybe come in for an ohana night to understand about healthy eating programs. Or maybe it's siblings and we have a conflict resolution class.
As Ward Village was starting to get built, we started talking with them to make sure that local workers are going to have the chance to build these projects. And that's really key. It would be a shame if all that happened here was bringing in folks from outside and taking their money elsewhere. But here in Hawaii, our workers who are building these projects, they get their paycheck on Friday and they take it to buy groceries for their families, pay for their housing, pay for their kids' schooling. And that's really important to help build our community and make our community here in Hawaii stronger.
At Ward Village, we have the privilege of working with so many of the community that says, yes, we want to get involved. And that might look like Eden and Love helping to put together retail shopping experiences, or Howard Hughes hosting at Ward Village our annual Waffles for Wishes with our Young Leaders Board and many of our professionals coming together. We grant wishes live, and we really just celebrate what the power of wishes coming together looks like.
And so Ward Village has worked with us on several different capacities, whether through grant making opportunities or just creative partnerships, experiences for our members, really the gamut when it comes to ability to engage our clubhouses on a very meaningful level.
They've been a great partner for us, and as the village continues to grow, we look forward to continuing to make sure that our local construction workers have the opportunity to build these projects. As some of the new stores come up, making sure that they're involved with building out the shelves and closets and everything else that goes into a store. And also with these towers, all of the iron and steel and concrete and glass that goes in there, making sure that local workers are there installing it and making sure they're doing it right and working safely as well.
With the growing population that's coming into just right down the street from Make-A-Wish, it's really exciting for us to be able to have new opportunities and new venues and new vendors. As the population and community grows, they say, how can we get involved? And that looks like volunteers coming in. We've run our annual Jingle Rock Run right through that community, and we have food stations and vendors and volunteers that are saying, this is my organization that I back. I believe in Make-A-Wish. We're their charity of choice, and we're very grateful for that.
We firmly believe that Boys and Girls Clubs need to be at the fabric of every small community in Hawaii, because that's really what Hawaii is. It's family amongst bigger family, taking care of one another. And the Boys and Girls Club to be that affordable options for parents. I briefly mentioned $25 a year for our kids, and for our teens, only $10 a year, because we know that kids vote with their feet. And so we've got to make sure we provide them an opportunity that's fun and engaging. And without that being in a community, kids really don't have some of those opportunities that are maybe very cost intensive. They really don't have that free, fun place to go to play on a basketball team, to get some critical homework assistance. Maybe it's film and studio programming. You know, you just don't know. But without the Boys and Girls Club, they're really not going to be able to get that leg up and have that hope for a better future.
Many of the folks who are working on these projects are apprentices, and that's a really key part of building up a strong community, making sure that our folks just out of high school or starting off in the construction industry are learning how to do things right, learning how to work safely, and also making money while they learn. And that's really key to making sure that our local workforce is prepared for whatever projects come up next, and making sure that they're able to provide for their families.
It wouldn't be possible to serve the families that we are engaging with each day without really the love and the support of our community, saying each wish is important, and that we aim to grant every eligible wish. And because of our community in the Ward Village area and beyond, we were able to say yes each time, and it wouldn't have been possible without their backing over these last very fundamental 7 years of growth for our organization. But also now, as we stand here looking at what is going to be a very busy year of granting wishes, there's a collective team saying, how can we help? We want to be a part of that, and that's music to our ears, but more importantly, it's magic in the making for our Wish families, and we're very grateful.